What up, y'all? What's the word? Come on in, come on in. Have a seat, Dust your sneaks off, dust your shoes off at the door. Come on in, have a seat. Let's have this conversation. First of all, man, go support this shit off here. Go support Kush Queen. You feel me? Right on Genesee, man. 2225 Genesee. You see that information? Hold on. Hold on, y'all. If I can get this right. But go support them, man. It's just they right on Genesee, man. East Genesee. It's a dispensary, new dispensary, black owned, man. It's 2225 East Genesee Ave, Saginaw, Michigan 48601. You already know that's in the hood. You feel me? 48601 is in the hood in Saginaw. So yeah, man, go support them, man. They got some good products in there, Plus they black owned. But no, the topic I wanted to go over tonight was, do y'all feel like black women or black people are being targeted more for violence? Do y'all think like me, personally, I feel like black women have been going through a lot lately, especially with the Megan Thee Stallion situation, I wouldn't have never thought that Tory Lanez would have did something like that. But if a person asks me, could I understand that situation? A person like me could understand, a situation turning into that. I have seen and experienced some things in life where I've seen those women who, were like niggas, who were like men, who, had that masculine energy about themselves. And it don't work out for them. It don't turn out good. It's one of them things where, like, as a woman, sometimes having that feminine energy is super powerful. That's a superpower for a woman. Trying to be aggressive and all that. Like, I mean, even a man, just say if we box or if I get into a fight with a nigga or somebody, I'm going to hurt the next day. It don't matter if I won the fight or what. That person that I'm fighting has the, capacity to possibly hurt me, even if they don't win the fight. So for a woman to want to experience that type of stuff is not natural. It's not normal. And therefore, it'll put you in a situation. Being a woman has power. Being a woman gets you out of shit. Even in the streets, no women, no kids is one of the rules. But if you a woman that's dressing like a guy or acting like a guy, you could be mistaken for a guy. So, you got to be careful with, the type of energy you portray as a woman. That really just goes for women who have that masculine energy. But as far as men, not displaying the right type of energy. As a man, we are leaders. We are, conquerors. We're kings. So to have that mentally stuck there and you're going off of that every day, eventually you could possibly be what you think. But if your thought process ain't being a leader, taking care of my family, providing, doing the things a man does, you could possibly be targeted for violence. You know what I'm saying? That violence could come from the friend of court. Violence could come from the judge, from your baby mama, from her, your baby mama family. It has a lot to do with the energy that you put off. And yeah, like I say, personally, I think it's a lot of men out here that don't have the right type of energy. And it's not just their fault, though, because the women let them get into them, and then they have kids, and next thing you know, they upset at the guy they have, ultimately chose to pick. So it's not that man's fault solely, but it is because, men have tricky energy at times. And to me, I feel like women, or I want to say, I think like women have tricky energy. So when a man has the same energy of a woman, like I say, you mess around and get yourself in a situation where it could be violent, or you could be targeted for a violent act. It's kind of like, being a certain preference. If you was straight or gay, and you're being targeted because your energy. You know what I'm saying? You got to think about it. Thugs put off a certain energy that people don't mess with. That same energy is the energy of a lion. That same energy is the energy of a bear. You're not going to go up to a bear and start poking at it or picking with it because of the energy that the bear already has and its massive size and all of that stuff. But the size has nothing to do with it. It's the energy that bear has, or the energy that animal has. So that just goes off into that. But, I'm just really trying to start this new thing where I bring up these topics, y'all. I want y'all to chime in and share this content, man. This is a new job for me. You get what I'm saying? This is this is something I'm gonna be doing for a living now. I've always been good with communication, but this is one of them things that, I had a couple people encouraging me to, go off into this because they really like the way I detail things and go over, things and have a great way of expressing stories and experiences that I have ultimately went through in my life. So, like I say, go out there and support these black-owned businesses, man. This is a black-owned dispensary, Kush Queen. Now, I don't know personally if it's a woman or a man that owns it, but I know it's black-owned. And it could be a couple. It could be, the guy that I met there, I think his name is Arnez, but he's a good guy, man. Like, very helpful. They got great products, knowledgeable. If you don't know anything about, dispensaries and what's in there, in Michigan, is we're legal. So, you know what I'm saying? But if you don't know nothing about, certain strands, sativas, indicas, hybrids, they're pretty knowledgeable on the information. And if you go in there, man, check them out. They got some decent prices, too. So any of my people around Saginaw, go shop with them, man. Kush Queen, you know what I'm saying? I ain't being paid to promote them, but right on East Genesee, man. Right, it's actually right down the street from King's Fish, which is another black-owned business that we all need to support too, man. A lot of people talk about Brother King's food and how it tastes and everything, but my thing is, man, one thing about Saginaw people is they find anything to hate on. It's like we don't live in a community where people are supportive of black-owned businesses. And I'm talking about in the hood. People don't support the hood businesses that's in the hood. They be hating. And then another thing that I realize is, let one thing work for somebody and not everybody trying to do that one thing. It's kind of like, okay, look at Cuddles' situation. Cuddles started this clothing line with his partners. I don't know the details and all that, but all I know is he's the face of it. Why are we not just supporting that brand? Why do everybody got to have a brand? Why we can't, push this man and his family to the point where he can help multiple people create different businesses, but not everybody have the same business. It's like I got a homie, he paints cars. You get what I'm saying? Why would I want to paint cars? I would rather promote him. I would rather put money into him. I would rather give him ideas. You get what I'm saying? To where that puts him in a position where maybe one day he can help me promote my vision. See, we got to help each other promote our visions. We got to help each other, come up with these dreams that we have always envisioned us doing. Like, it's a lot of slavery going on out here, y'all. And y'all don't even know. You know, I feel like sometimes, well, I ain't gonna say I feel. I think sometimes, like, that's why relationships are so bad. You got a man and a woman who both go to work and they treat that boss at their job better than the person they in the relationship with. You get what I'm saying? And that's why relationships don't work. You have a woman go to work, do everything her boss want her to do to keep that job, but then come home and not give 100% or 200% or her all in the relationship when it comes to her man. Like I said on the other podcast, do your woman ask you what do you want? What can she do for you? Does she ever set you down and break down, hey, I'm here for you. I'm here to help you and make you undeniably understand her? Or does she stand in the way of your progress? Is she contributing to the process of the progress? Or is she standing in the way and limiting you from how far you can go in life? It's the same with a man. Is he limiting you? Is he holding you back? You know, let's take some accountability, man, and let's just look at these situations from our fault instead of pointing the finger all the time. It's about accountability, you know. We need to treat each other better. We need to love each other better, you know. If you got friends out here, man, you need to go see about your friends. It shouldn't be no one-sided relationship when it comes to friends. I'm going to come see you, you going to come see me. It don't matter where you at. But I ain't, you know, nothing should come in between, you know, certain moments in your life and certain things you should have. You know, you can only work so much. You can only get so much money, you know, so don't let your business and what you trying to do stand in the way of you having a great relationship with people. Because God didn't put people here for us not to have great relationships. These people are here to help. You know, you have people out here that's willing to help. Natural, genuine, generous people who have a wealth of information. You know, and I'm trying to tap into that, man. I'm trying to tap in, you know. I listen to a lot of content creators and I sit back sometimes and you know, I think about what I'm hearing and what people are putting out here, man. I feel like the content creators is putting out realer stuff than some of these rappers, some of these entertainers, some of these people that's paid to entertain you. I feel like the content creators should be getting the millions of dollars. Kind of like, you know, in the direction that Kevin Samuels is going. Like, that conversation needs to be heard. I don't need to hear no shit about nobody doing drugs and popping perks. And I'm from an era where we hustled to survive. We didn't do drugs and turn up and influence the younger people to be involved in this lifestyle that wasn't no good for us in the first place. Because I know my OGs wasn't telling none of the young folks to come in there and sit around them while they was smoking and drinking, playing cards, and conversating. We wasn't around. They make your ass go outside. They make your ass go in another room. But you weren't about to sit in front of no grown folks and watch them do nothing. See, now you have the grown folks showing these adolescents. From the man, you know, these rappers, these entertainers, these celebrities, they showing the man everything wrong. Like, they ain't showing us how to get these millions and these billions of dollars. They showing us how to be broke. Like, we going out buying shoes. See, me, I'm a hustler. Anything I buy, I'm trying to sell first. I'm not trying to buy anything first. It's like, kind of like, okay, now, I invest in shoes. I invest in cars. I invest in cannabis. I invest in a number of things, man. And what I basically do is I always remember that If I invest, I'm going to come out good. If I buy something, I ain't going to come out good because I'm taking away from the money that I could have had for an opportunity to invest. So I invest first and then I spend. But I don't spend if I don't make anything. I don't spend if I don't make a profit. Y'all don't mind my hair, man. I took my braids down. You know, I'm about to get it washed and braided tomorrow. I'm thinking about going back to my dreads, but don't worry about that. I know I look crazy right now, but the line, all that's still good. Don't worry about nothing. I'm still crispy. I'm back here. But, yeah, thank y'all for coming out, too, man. You know what I'm saying? Thank y'all for taking y'all time out to listen to this, though, man. And this real top-notch game, man. I wouldn't be trying to, you know, break down no information that's false or that leads you down a hole, man, that you can't profit from. This is game that you can profit from. But yes, man, invest. Find something that you love and invest in. If you love McDonald's, man, go invest in McDonald's stock. You ain't seeing too many McDonald's go out of business. You seeing all these Dollar Generals. I'm not a financial advisor, but I pay attention to what's going on out here. They call me streets because that's what I pay attention to. That's what I ran to as a youth. That's what I was in all the time. While I should have been hooping and doing other stuff, I was in the streets. So, you know, now that I'm not in them streets no more, I still keep my ear to them. I don't want to know about everything, but I do want to know about the new investments. What's going on out here? Oh, they putting a store up over here in the hood? How do I invest in that? Is it black owned? How do I invest in that? You know what I'm saying? What's going on that we can invest in? You know, I'm about group economics, man. Like Warren Ballantyne used to say on 98.9, I think it was, you know? These group economics, man. Think about you by yourself saving for a year, and then think about me and you saving for a year. I'm a hustler, bro. I ain't never gonna be broke. Never in my life will I be broke. I got too much game to be broke, bro. I'm trying to encourage y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of the information, you know, eventually is going to rub people the wrong way, but disclaimer, I'm just me, and I'm not trying to hurt nobody. I'm not trying to, you know, I'm not against anybody. I don't hate nobody. But it's a lot of things that I dislike about what's going on in our community, in the black community, in my city, you know, and in the world. So we're going to talk about them topics, man. We're going to get into it. Like I say, y'all like, love, share this information. Let somebody know that we about to start coming with this real shit. And I want to smoke. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter, man. It don't matter. I want to smoke. When it comes to what you should be doing as a man, I want to smoke, man. What you should be doing as a woman, I want to smoke. You guys understand, this shit is experience. This ain't somebody talking about talking points. This is experience. I'm 37. I'm experienced. I'm not no young cat. You know what I'm saying? I ain't old either, but I ain't no young cat. So, y'all get with me, man. Let me know something, man. Share, like I say, like, share, and promote this content, man. You know, get this content to somebody that's gonna need it. You know, give me some, you know, some topics that y'all, you know, might wanna get some game about or get some knowledge about. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for that, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me know.